Flosstube, it's Lindsay and welcome back to Blushing Pink Stitches. Today is Saturday the 17th of September and this is Flosstube number 18. Why do I hesitate every time? I literally just looked it up. Yeah, it's 18. Flosstube number 18. So I want to say welcome back if you are returning, and welcome if you're new here. I hope you like what you see and you stick around. So we've got a few things to do today. Number one, I've got a pile of whips here to show you what I've been working on over the last couple of weeks. So the last time I filmed was the 3rd of September, so it has been exactly 2 weeks. I've got a very tiny bit of haul. I want to announce the winner of my giveaway, and then yeah, give you a bit of a life update. I have worked on a selection of things over the last couple of weeks, but because I've been back to work, what I've been able to achieve has been less, obviously. I've kind of found that doing 100 stitches on quick stitch blue butterfly and 100 stitches on a stitching shelf is quite a lot on a work day, because the only stitching time that I have is in the evening where Bella goes to bed, and I find that doing those two is all of my stitching time. So I think moving forward, or I think once quick stitch blue butterfly is finished, I will just do 100 stitches on a stitching shelf every day, so that on my work days I have the opportunity to work on another project as well, because I'm finding that I'm not getting as much time with my other projects, and not my sort of focus full coverages, and I'd like to spend more time on those basically. But we've still got a decent amount done. I'm pleased with my progress. So I'm not going to show you these in any kind of order. The first one that I've got to show you is Summer Memory Jars by Susan Bates. This is a pattern in Cross Stitcher magazine from August 2018. So this is what it is going to look like. And you can also purchase this as a PDF download from her Etsy shop. If you don't have the magazine. So I started working on jar number 5. I'm in the middle of a stitch, but that doesn't matter. So this is where we're up to. Let's put something behind this. There we go. So I'm working on jar number 5. I think I showed you this finish last time. In fact, I'm sure I did. So yeah, I've been working on this for the last couple of days, or few days I should say. And this jar is called A Day at the Beach. So you can just see the deck chair coming in here, and there are a couple of boats. This is going to be some water, and then there's going to be some sand under here. So I'm really pleased with my progress on that one. This is a needle minder that Kelly from Curl Stitches sent me. I won it in a giveaway. So she made that one. It's a nice wooden cat. Yeah, and I'm really pleased with how that's going. Continuing to love that pattern. It's just so easy to do. Have a drink. I've got a little bit of a headache this afternoon. It's about 2:30, something like that in the afternoon. I think it's been one of those days where I've just been going and going. Haven't had much of an opportunity to stop, so yeah, I'm sure that'll go away soon. So that's the first one. The second one, I do have a mini finish on. So this is 2x2 by the Prairie Schooler. And I finished this one, which I'll show you, and I'm working on the last one, which is this one. So This is my finish of the giraffe. Put this behind it so you can see a bit better. There you go. He looks really cute. And now I have 2 giraffes. And then I started working on the last elephant, and again I'm in the middle of a stitch as I usually am, doesn't matter. There you go. So this is the elephant's bum and this is his arm. So yeah, so I should have this finished by the next time I do a floss tube, and that will be another one of my goals ticked off from my mid-year whip raid. So if you haven't watched that, go back and watch that, because I sort of made goals for all of the whips that I had in progress at that particular point. Who's to say whether I'm going to meet all of them? Probably not all of them, but I'd like to think most of them. We will see. This is a new start. So this is called Fantasy Dragon, and this is in the World of Cross Stitching magazine, and I'm not sure what issue, but I will leave it in the description box below. And I am stitching this with Anita from the Violet Stitcher. Okay. So this is on a piece of, I think it's called mauve. I didn't say that. Summer Memory Jars was on 14 count white Ada, and 2x2 is on a piece of 28 count antique ivory Lugana from Zweigart. This is 32 count Murano Lugana from Zweigart in the colour mauve, I think. So this is what I have done so far, and I've folded over this piece of material. So I started in the middle, and this is one of the dragon's feet, just here, like his claws, and this is part of his body. So it's like, is this bit of the pattern here, this bit. And I'm doing this, I'm parking on this one, and I'm having to use the Good Notes app to mark stitches off, because the shades of green are all so similar. So you can see, I mean, this is a little bit messy, but you can see all the different shades of green, and there's black, but other than that, it's all shades of green. So for me to distinguish between them and the symbols is quite difficult. Some of the shades are really, really similar. So I decided to use the Good Notes app. So I took a picture of the pattern and then I uploaded it to Good Notes, and I've been marking off like that. And I've just been going in 10 by 10 squares and parking a thread once I finished in that 10 by 10 block, because otherwise I think I would totally lose where I am in the pattern. It's quite hard to follow, and some of the symbols, because they've got backstitch over them, it can be tough to work out what they are. So you do have to be really careful. So I think I stitched on this for quite a few days. Let's just have a look. I stitched on this for 3 days and I got a few blocks done. But it is going to be, it's not going to be something that I can stitch on, you know, at a time when I don't have to think much about it. It's going to be one of those things that, yeah, you've got to sit down and think about what you're doing. But I think it will be beautiful once it's finished. And I'm parking, which I've not really consistently parked in a pattern before, so that's something new and different to experience. So yeah, so that's that one. It's warm. The weather at the moment in the UK is getting to that changeable. So that's a changeable sort of time of year as we're moving towards the beginning of autumn. So it tends to be a bit chilly in the mornings and in the evenings, and then during the day we'll either get rain or it's quite warm, like it's 20, 18, or 18, 19 or 20, like we've had that over the last couple of weeks. So it's the sort of weather where you don't really know how to dress in the morning, or like what to put her in, or whatever it might be. Layers is the key. So yes, my daughter has fallen asleep. And this is another new start. This is my second new start of September. And this is Latisha. And this is a kit by Luca S. And I've not stitched a kit by Luca S before, but this is going to be a bare sampler for a friend of mine who's having a baby in November. And she knows that she's having a girl. So it comes with 16 count white Ada and I'm using all of the kit threads. And this is what I have done so far. So I got quite far on this actually. Here we go. Yes, it's just the top of the teddy bear's head, the bow, the butterfly, and I'm just working on the bottle at the moment. So I thought I'd do sort of a little bit of this every month until baby comes, and hopefully I'll just have to put in name and date after baby's born. But yeah, it's really lovely. I thought I'd drop the bag, sorry. I thought I would just talk about what I'm doing with this paper pattern. I could have scanned it in and put it into GoodNotes, but I didn't do that. What I did is I made a working copy of it. If I just show you a little bit of it, and I'm just colouring in the symbols. I'll just show you this little bit of it. I'm going to give away the whole pattern in different colours. So if I've stitched them, I've coloured them in a particular colour, and I've got a different colour for each symbol, or most of the time anyway. So I can see whereabouts I am in the pattern and what I've stitched and what I haven't. And that's been really useful. So yeah, I've just got my pack of colouring pencils in here. And then I also made the Flosstube Luca S kits comes on these kind of cards, and it does have a place for you to like wind your extra thread around and put it in here. So they've kind of cut this bit, and then there are also bits for you to put your leftover thread, so you can take out this little punched hole and put your leftover thread. But I did a card of my own, so I've got all of my threads on here, and what I've done is I've put the symbol and then I've put the colour next to it that I'm colouring that symbol in, which colour I'm using to colour it in, and that's been really good. So yeah, that won't take me that long, so I'm hoping to spend a few days, a month on it until November comes around, and then that will be finished nice and quickly. I wanted something that wasn't too elaborate, because it is coming up, and you know I've got other stitching things to do. But yeah, it's a really pretty pattern. I would definitely recommend that as a kit. There's another one that you can get with an elephant that I also was considering doing, but I like the teddy bear better. So there's that one. That's it. After this video is over, I'm definitely going to have to take some paracetamol. You know, there's a type of headache where you're like, it's not going to go away unless I take some tablets. But there we go. Okay, and then the other two are just my full coverages. I say just. So first one is Quick Stitch Blue Butterfly, artwork by Ching Chao Kuik and charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And I will put a picture on the screen here of where I was the last time that you saw it. And I am currently at 79.07%, and I finished 2 pages of this. So This, granted, this is a partial page, but the whole of this side is now done, and I'm working my way across this side. So the first 10 by 10 row is done here, and I'm just working my way across the second one and filling in anything that isn't already done. So just give you a close-up of that. I'm so pleased with it. It just feels like such an achievement. So yeah, I'm hoping that this one will be done at some point in October. I sort of, one day last week I was having a look at how many stitches I had left, and then I divided that by 100, and it came up with about 40 days. So I'm hoping that will be done in October, and then in October I can just start doing my 100 stitches a day on the stitching shelf, and that's the only 100 stitches a day that I have to do. I feel a little bit slower today because of this headache. I might go and take a tablet now so that it starts kicking in. Just hold on a second. Okay. Hopefully that will kick in the next 20 minutes. I'll start to feel better. Okay, and then lastly, in my stitching shelf tote bag, I have obviously been working on a stitching shelf, and let's do this in the right order. This is what it's going to look like when it's finished in a number of years' time. And then I'll put a picture up on the screen of where it was the last time that you saw it. And I am up to 0.59%. So a lovely lady in the textiles department at the school that I work at serged this fabric for me, so it's no longer fraying, and that just makes all the difference. So yeah, this is where we're up to. So again, I'm working on just this page, and you know, I'm going, I've been across a little bit more, so I think this page finishes around here somewhere. Yeah, it does. But you know, I'm not afraid to go into the next page, but I am working across in rows of 10 to pick my first stitch, and then kind of going wherever it takes me. I'm missing a colour over here. I've got like 10 colours in my DMC master set that are in other things that I can't take out. You know, where I've kitted up like a mirabilia or a pattern that requires a certain number of DMCs, and I want them all to match. And so I've got like 10 of those that I still need to get. So I think at the beginning of October I'll try to get those. So this is what it's looking like. So you can see that this bit here, this darker bit, I think is like a book. And then we've got all of this cherry blossom, which looks so good. This is the supersized max colour version. And then we've got these flowers cascading down here. Yeah, it's looking very, very good. I'm enjoying it, I am. I don't know what I would do with that pattern keeper. It's a game changer when it comes to full coverage. Debbie from Alligator Stitcher, she was talking about some patterns, some full coverage patterns that she's got, that she had before she got pattern keeper, or before pattern keeper was a thing. And obviously the process of stitching those is so much slower, and you've got to pay so much more attention. So yeah, it's an absolute godsend. Totally worth having. Right, yeah. So they are all of my whips, all the things that I have worked on. Moving forward, like plans for the rest of September, I'm working on that 5th memory jar at the moment. I want to finish that off. I'm going to continue with my full coverages, 100 stitches a day. I've got to do the September block of Fruits of Plenty, and there's another block to do on the 9 jars sale at the end of the month. And then I want to start Autumn Montage, which is a pain-free crafts pattern by Janet Stever, which I talked about before, and that's a stitch along that Stitchy Mummy is doing, Brenda from Handwork Maniac, Colette from the Highway Stitcher, Carolyn from Seazook Stitch. So they're stitching all of those seasonal montages and just working on them in that particular season. So here in the United Kingdom, I think I said this last time, autumn officially begins on something like the 22nd of September. I don't know if I'll start it exactly on that day, because I think I'll still be working on the Fruits of Plenty block. I've got a lot to try and squeeze in September. This is why I'm kind of feeling like 200 stitches a day on my working days is too much. I can't get anything, I can't really achieve anything else. By the time I've done those 200 stitches, I'm ready for bed. So yeah, but we'll see how we go. The next time I film will be at the beginning of October, when it'll be the Saturday the 1st of October, hopefully. So you'll see how much I've achieved in that time then. I've just got a little bit of haul, and in fact a couple of these things I've had for a while and I keep forgetting to show you. So I bought a couple of kits. This is the first one. This is called Pink Rose and it's by Magic Needle. And I just really liked the design, and it was something small to stitch, and it comes with all of the floss and 14 count cream Ada, and you can see there's a needle up there as well. So I thought this would be like a sweet little kit to pick up at some point. And the other one that I bought, and I've been wanting this for a while, again, Brenda from Handwork Maniac is stitching this. And yeah, it's an expensive kit. You can get it from Marie's Cross Stitch in the UK. Or you can order it from mybobbin.com. This is called Kingdom of Books, and it's by a Russian company, and I can't remember the name. I'll have to go back and look at that. Yeah. But it's basically this scene of books, and I think it's supposed to replicate sort of like the canals, the houses along the canals in the Netherlands. And it comes with all of the flosses that you need, and also a piece of 14 count Ada. And Brenda switched her fabric out because I just had a notification. I'll get rid of that. All of this behind here is also stitched, and obviously that's quite a lot of stitching to do. So she picked a piece of fabric that had a nice sort of like colour behind it. It was like a caramelly colour, and then she's just stitching a bit of a shadow around the books so that they're not just sort of like they're anchored in some sort of way. And I really liked that idea. So I want to get a piece of linen or even weave of an appropriate colour and do a similar thing. The other thing that she's doing that I quite like the idea of is somebody translated the titles of these books for her, and she's stitching them in English so she knows what they are. But I'm a massive reader, or I was a massive reader before Bella came along, and before cross stitch kind of became my new obsession. So this is a beautiful kit, and I'm really excited to start it. But it's sitting in a project bag in my cupboard because I know I need to get a piece of fabric for it, and that's sort of the reason why I keep forgetting to show it to you. So finally showing those to you. A few other things. This is a charity shop purchase. Just popped into my local charity shop one day and there was this sitting in a basket. This is a Vervaco kit and it's called Deep in Thought. And it comes with all the stuff. I haven't actually opened this folder. I don't actually know. Should we open it together? I don't think it's been started, but clearly the outside packaging has been lost. No, it looks folded up like yeah, I don't think it's been started. So it's got all the stuff with it. That's the pattern. Yeah, and so it was just sat there and it's £4, and I couldn't pass it up. Actually, quite like the pattern. It's pretty and it's the kind of colour palette that I enjoy. So that'll sit in my stash and perhaps one day I'll stitch it. I won a giveaway from Anita at the Violet Stitcher. I think she did a 500 subscriber giveaway. She's given away a few things and I won the Berry Collector, and this is by Nora Corbett. This is something that she recently finished and it was really, really lovely. I don't have an awful lot of Nora Corbett patterns in my stash, so this is really lovely to add to it. This is part of the Black Forest Pixies collection. So yeah, that'll go in and at some point I'll kit that up and start it. Thank you very much, Anita. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to giving that a go. And then the last couple of things were eBay purchases. I saw, again, Debbie from Owl and Gator Stitcher. I've been watching her backlist of videos and she showed this pattern in one of her videos. It's called The Tea Table. It's by Serendipity Designs and I really liked the colour palette in there. And this was like £3 off of eBay. So I thought I would get it just so I could have it in my stash. And if I feel so inclined, I will start it one day. Yeah. So there's that. And then lastly, I think I've mentioned this before, I have saved searches set up on eBay so that if something that's out of print or difficult to get comes up, then I will be notified. And this was one of my saved searches. This is Tiger of the Heavens. This is a cross stitch kit by Design Works Crafts, and Darren from Dizzy Stitcher is stitching this, and ever since I saw him stitching it, I've watched all of his videos. I've wanted it. The colours are just lovely. I really, really like them. So the kit comes with, I mean, it's been opened and things, but it's got everything in there that you need. All of the floss. Like there's some beads in here and sequins, a couple of needles, and it's 14 count navy Ava. I may switch that out for an even weave because I do prefer stitching on linen or even weave now. But yeah, I was so pleased. I got it at a decent price. So yeah, that is my haul. So let's do the winner of the giveaway. I haven't even set this up on my phone, so let's do that now. So I'll go to YouTube, comment picker, and I want the URL of my last video, so Flosstube number 17, copy link, comment picker, here we go. So I need to paste this in here, and hold on, I don't think you've, Thank you. And there was a word that you needed to include. So I'll just put that. Include filter comments based on specific text. Okay, so the word that you needed to include was fruit. So I'm just going to put that in here. Get YouTube comments. So there were 43 people who entered to win. So I'm going to press start. Oh. And Fiction and Floss. Oh, that's really cool. Fiction and Floss. I gave her a shout out on my last video and she's lovely. So she said, thank you so much for the shout out. I love your video and your new bag. If I ever do a Hay design, I'll be doing a Randall Spangler one that is cats on bookshelves. I have the same jars patterned in a folder of things I'd want to stitch from Cross Stitcher magazine. Glad you like my challenges. Fruit would be amazing. I have a few stitchy friends that have done it and it's beautiful. Okay. Oh, congratulations, Anne. That's so great. And what I will do is leave my email address and my Instagram handle in the description box below. And if you get in contact with me and give me your email address, then I will purchase the pattern and get Jacob to send it to you. Yeah. And yeah, I hope you enjoy stitching it. That's lovely. Yeah, I think I'll probably leave it a few days for you to get in contact with me. Otherwise, I will comment on your comment. But yeah, that's amazing. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. Well done, Anne. That's lovely. Okay, so there you go. So I'm just going to talk about a few things to do with life. Nothing much exciting has happened apart from, I talked about going back to work and that's gone absolutely fine. We've got back into the routine of things. I've done a couple of weeks of that now. Thank you to all of those of you who commented and said nice things about, hope all is well with your chimney situation from last video. It seems to have resolved itself in the sense that we had the carpet steam cleaned. The lady who did the steam cleaning said that to be aware that the steam cleaner doesn't reach the very bottom of the carpet, so there could still be some maggots in the bottom there, so to be aware of that. So to put some fly spray down and things. Trouble is with Bella around, I didn't really want to spray a load of fly spray in there and then her go in there and sort of wander around and stuff. So we didn't put the fly spray down. And then last Monday, so this week, we have had some maggots hatching into flies and we've had to get rid of quite a few flies. They seem to have tapered off. So over the last couple of days, we've only had a couple. So I'm hoping that the problem is solved now. In the meantime, our chimney has been swept and sealed and I need to get in contact with somebody to put a cap on it. And then, fingers crossed, that never happens again. So yeah, it's not been very nice, but these things happen, you have to deal with them. And I don't really think I have anything else to report life-wise. Yeah, I think that's really it. Just working and stitching and looking after Bella and all of those good things. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. I think that will be a short-ish video for me, to be honest. Which, yeah, it's nice to have some long ones and some short ones. I have started thinking about some plans for next year, but we'll talk about those a bit more as we go through. It's only September now. I know other people have started thinking about it too. But yeah, we'll leave it there. I want to say to everybody, I hope you have a good couple of weeks. I haven't mentioned the Queen. I should really mention the fact that the Queen died. Yeah. Her funeral's on Monday. We do have a bank holiday here in the UK, and we will be watching the funeral. With Bella around, it's difficult to really concentrate on things during the day, but we will have it on the TV and watch it sort of in the background. It is really sad. I'm not a royalist, but I do really appreciate the fact that we do have a royal family in the UK. Is something unique, and unique's the wrong word. It is something special for our country, and I do think that the Queen did a fantastic job and was somebody who was a figure of consistency. You know, I've never known any other monarch since I've been alive. So it feels like lots of things are changing at the moment, but change is also very exciting. So yeah, so I'll pay my respects on Monday and watch a little bit of the funeral. If I didn't have Bella, I might have been somebody who considered going to Buckingham Palace or laying some flowers or standing in the queue to view the Queen's coffin. However, I can't really do that with her. The queues this weekend are sort of reaching the 24-hour mark, and they have closed the queue a couple of times. And they did say this weekend would be the busiest. So I take my hat off to anybody who stood in the queue for a long time. It's a commitment, but something special to do. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really glad I remembered to mention that. Yeah, so I hope you guys have a good couple of weeks, and then you get lots of good stitching in, and I will see you in a couple of weeks' time, hopefully a bit more alert, minus a headache. Yeah, have a good day, guys. Bye.